My buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me. Well, not so much anyways. No? You never like my songs.
I never hear them.
You never...
That didn't happen in the movie.
No. It does not.
You just made that up on the fly?
No, it's my buddy. It's my buddy doll. It's real. It's what these are based on. It's what
Chucky's do you ever have one?
You've seen, that's Chucky.
Oh, I thought that was based off Chucky.
No, Chucky's based off my buddy doll.
Oh. I don't know.
And kid sister and me.
I had one of those.
No, you did not.
I threw it down the stairs.
I threw you down the stairs.
Oh, it was my real sister. Oh.
Rip.
Frick. Oh, God.
Well, hello and welcome back to the S of Your podcast. My name is James. I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Beth. Yeah, I just said wonderful this week. I think I just kept you normal.
That's it.
Merry Christmas, Beth. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to Missy.
That's not this episode. You can't sing that song.
You want to ask me what I did today?
Yeah. How are you doing this week?
Well, you see, this morning I woke up and I had toast.
You are not allowed to keep running that same bit. People do not want to hear the same thing every week. So, how are you doing this week? Seriously, you doing good?
Well, on Monday I woke up and I ate some toast. Then I brushed my teeth, and then on Tuesday I woke up and I made some toast and I brushed my teeth.
We don't even have toast.
I don't even brush my teeth.
Sick.
We just got raw bread.
And raw teeth. The nerves all showing.
But they always tell me my teeth are perfect.
For now. Mm-hmm. Not if you don't stop eating so much toast.
Well, for like 6 years I didn't brush my teeth, and I walked in that dentist place and they were all like, you got pretty nice teeth, except you got some plaque.
God, don't tell people you don't brush your teeth for 6 years, you muck mouth.
But I'm not muck mouth. I just told you, the dentist said I was good.
It's because when you're sleeping at night, I come in and brush your teeth.
Oh, that's so considerate of you.
I'm like the tooth fairy, but in reverse. I don't know.
Well, they like clean teeth.
They take the teeth. I put the teeth.
But like clean ones.
I can't even clean them.
Oh, you take it out and then put it back in?
Yeah, it's weird.
You know that one Play-Doh toy?
Yes.
Where the
head.
You gotta make the teeth?
Yep. And then
never figure it out.
Man, everything just ends up mixed up.
You know what toy I always wanted?
Which one?
The alligator one with the teeth, and you had to press the teeth.
We had that game. We played it, and you pull the teeth, and you pull them, and then he would snap down and come after you.
No, you had to press on the teeth.
No, you
didn't pull them. You got to press on them.
We had a game where it was a little alligator. He had his open mouth, and you would take the teeth and you would pull them, and then when you would pull the wrong one, it would go and come at you.
Well, I wanted the one where you had to press on them, and if you pressed it and it was the wrong, because you had to press them down into the spot. If you pressed the wrong one, then it came down on you.
Oh man!
I always wanted that. Yeah, I don't think I played it though.
Oh, that's sad.
You know what I also want? I want that one game where it's like 4 controllers. You grab one, and you have to press the button on time, or else it shocks you.
Yeah, I don't think it shocks you as much as you think it does, but I know it gives you a good buzz, and it's like, and everybody. A quick backstory about that. There was an Uncle Fester game at a place, I think it was Dave & Buster's, and your Aunt Dondi and I, you had to keep your hand on it the whole entire time to win. And so she held one and I held another, and we held hands, and we sat there and did that, and it'd go, buzz, it was buzzing so hard it made your hand numb. It was really fun.
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, there was one down in Virginia Beach, but there's nothing like that around here.
Yeah, you told me that we were going to go for my birthday the next year, and I remember this because actually we were walking out of the Hot Topic because I really wanted the squid.
Yeah.
And you just bought me the squid.
Yeah.
Which I still have.
Huh.
I love that squid. And I was like, oh, look, Dave & Buster. And you're like, yeah, we'll take you for next year for your birthday. And then we moved.
Well, I went in memoriam. I went for you, but alone.
That's nice.
They had a really cool Star Wars game, and it was awesome.
I really wanted to go to that.
Yeah, we'll go sometime. Someplace like that.
Sometime.
It'll be fun. So, a quick thank you to all those who are tuning in this week to listen to our 36th episode. Tuning in. I like to say tuning. It's been a whole month. It's been a whole month. If you're new to the show, thank you much for checking us out. So, Beth, did you have a doll that you pretended to show... love to, talk to, think was real when you were growing up? All that? Like a Chucky doll? Other than the Chucky doll that we had. I just talked to
somebody about this, actually. I'm trying to think who. Oh, it was my... Okay, so... I know I bring her up a lot. We have a lot of really interesting conversations. But my TIP teacher...
Yeah.
We were talking about something. And I was talking about how I had a doll that sometimes sometimes I'd be like, oh God, are you real? But there was one time where I couldn't find it.
Oh.
And then I found it. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because I said and I prayed. I was like, oh, please, God, give me some kind of flash of memory. What is that? A prophet? Where they see things? And
a prophecy?
Yeah, give me a prophecy of where I've left this doll. And then I found it. Yeah. My room was a mess. So I was cleaning. I found it. I got really angry at it. I was like, how dare you hide from me? So I threw it at my toy chest really hard. I chucked it. Yeah. And I cried because I was like, oh God, what if you can feel pain? I'm so sorry. I'll never be mean to you again. And then I lost it.
You remember all those cupcake dolls that you had? They turned the little cupcakes.
They smelled so good. I had so many of those.
You did. You had them all.
Yeah. Yeah. They looked weird.
Of course, we had the Chucky doll. The My Buddy. He is an official My Buddy. Mm-hmm. That we affectionately love to, and we refer to as Chucky.
It sits in a closet.
Hey, man. Chucky has helped me to raise the kids over the years. Sometimes appearing in your closets or sitting on a toilet late at night.
Oh, it's not funny. That actually, yeah.
I
woke up. I remember that actually. I woke up and I was going to take a shower. And I opened the bathroom door and because it was it was just dark the way the room was.
Yeah.
And the light was further in, so you had to turn on the light. Uh-huh. And I was like, what's that on the toilet? Turn on the toilet. Damn, Chucky's on the toilet. I screamed, man. Can't mess with me like that.
Oh.
Took it and threw it down the stairs.
Of course. Like your sister.
Like my kid sister. You know what I did? I like the clown doll that we had.
I still have that.
Yeah, I love that little thing.
Funny Clown.
Yeah.
Is his name. He's creepy.
Let me sleep with it.
No.
And I'd bring it into bed and I'd be like, oh.
I only have him now because I'm afraid to get rid of him. I'm afraid he'll be, you got rid of me.
That's not what he sounds like.
What does he sound like?
He's a lawyer and he sounds like David Bowie.
From Labyrinth, David Bowie?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You got rid of me. Is that better?
He's a lawyer. I used to have tea time with him.
Oh.
But he had such long legs that I'd get pissed. He'd be like, how dare you come to my tea party and take up all the room.
Well, Funny Clown is there, but I'd like to say thank you to Chucky for all the good co-parenting that he's helped us with.
Mm-hmm. From the closet.
Yeah. So obviously we're doing Child's Play this week, continuing our un-Christmas movie line. Funny enough, I think I messed up on this one a bit.
I did too. I thought he got this for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Yeah, we're still going to run with it, though.
We're still going to go with it, yeah.
And the movie, Andy gets Chucky for his birthday. Yeah. Not for Christmas, as I thought. So whatever. We're gonna go with it.
Just pretend it's Christmas.
Yeah, bottom line is it's cold outside.
Yeah,
It's snowy. Mm-hmm. And there's gifts.
Yep.
So we're good to go.
That's like half of Christmas right there.
Yeah.
And your birthday's around Christmas, so we can
3 days after Christmas.
We can just imagine that his birthday's the day after.
Oh, there we go. I didn't get what I... As a kid, I had a little Chucky doll. It was 6 inches tall. I used to scare my nephew Donnie with. I'd put it in the hallway and call him out, and then he would come out and he'd be standing there and he'd be
fun.
I also had this little toy cow that would walk and moo. Have you ever seen it?
No. That sounds great, though.
Oh, it was so great. It's just a little furry cow, and its mouth is like that. Nobody can see, but you can. Mm-hmm. and he'd walk. He'd go chee 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 chee, and his tail would go wag wag, and he'd go meow.
Well, I want one of those.
And then me too.
You know what I've always really wanted? The cow box thing.
I had one, but I told you we've talked about that, and I think that was episode 3. Where we talked about and the box got wet, and then it would just go. Yeah.
Well, last year you told me you were going to give me one. And we sat down and looked at the eBay and such for it, and they were really expensive or something like that.
Yeah. Or I just forgot.
And you forgot.
It's probably that, just like your birthday.
But
yeah, he was terrified of that cow as well, man. If that thing was out there in the hallway, he would just run. He hated it, but it was good times for everybody. So.
No, I think you showed me a video of it. It didn't even sound like a cow, or something like that.
The box? Yeah. I mean the little turn upside down moo thing. I think it sounds like a cow.
I don't remember. There was some reason, but I was like, I really want this.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring it to school and annoy everybody.
It would. Mm-hmm. You would.
I'd be like, oh no, I dropped my box.
I had it in my pocket and was running it during PE, and it was going. Because it was in my pocket.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I really wore that thing out. I really did. And then, like I said, it got wet and just... All right, so question for you. Initial impression of what the movie was going to be like? Preview artwork? Have you seen this one before? Or is this the first time you've watched? All right, cool.
Yeah, this would be the first time I watched it all the way through.
Yeah.
I've seen like little bits and pieces.
Snippets.
Yeah. Well, I knew what happened. The gist.
Chucky.
I know that's a classic horror movie.
Yeah.
One of the greats. So I had a good first impression.
Cool.
So I was excited to watch this one.
You like the trailer?
Actually, I remember I asked for this one. This was one of the ones I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because we were going to do it for October, but we ended up doing other ones.
Other kids.
I remember. The trailer was pretty okay. Got some good music.
Yeah, I like the music. That's what I...
Christmas time. That happens. Look it up.
Yeah, that's a true story. It's based on true events. Did you give it a rating?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? 3 out of 5 is about your standard. I'd give it about the same.
We like to be average here.
Yeah. So not too.
Don't want to stand out.
We like to stay.
But we don't
I like to
terrible.
stay in the Goldilocks range. Not too hard, not too soft, just right.
Well, just right is different for other people, so that's a stupid book.
Mm.
It's like showers. Some people like scolding hot showers. Some people like to shower cold.
Plus, was her name really Goldie? Like Goldilocks? Is that her last name Locks? Or is that just about her hair? Because if you name the child Goldilocks, you're really hoping for the best. What if she ended up being a redhead or a brunette?
Yeah, you know what? Blonde people, their hair changes.
Right.
So
then she'd just be Goldilocks. People, why is your name Goldilocks? Because my parents are jerks and I got problems. But she apparently just breaks into people's houses anyway.
That could be a nickname. Like Beth.
Bethy Locks?
Do you ever think about how I started going by Beth?
We just started calling you Beth.
Right, but that didn't start until we moved up here.
We thought about calling you Betsy.
I would have hated that.
No, we never thought about that.
Well, I remember when we moved here so I was in middle school when we moved here, and I don't even remember. I think one of my teachers asked me if I go by Beth, and I was like, sure, I do, I guess. And so everyone just started calling me Beth.
You had I think a softball person that somebody called you Lizzie Lou.
That never happened.
I swear to God, it did.
I would not reply to that.
You did.
I'm not looking over there.
You did. Your mother's saying yes.
I would not respond to that.
And yeah, Lizzie. She would say, "Hey, my little Lizzie Lou," and you were like, "Man, I don't really care for that."
No, I don't. I hate that. I don't go by.
You really
Liz.
did, but she did call you that.
I could go by so many different nicknames. You could take so much from Elizabeth.
Yep. Liz, Beth,
Eli, Ellie, Beth, Bethany, Betsy, Bet. It was that word got popular.
If you ever went gangster, you could be
people at school would just say Bet, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Bet," and it just sounds like Beth. So I would turn my head like, "Yes." Stupid every time. Every time. Yeah, but it is fun with my friends. Sometimes I go, "Yeah, it's funny because my name's not actually Beth," and they go, "What?" And they'll be like, "What is it, Bethany?" No. Bethany.
You should say Gertrude.
Yeah, sometimes someone will be like, "Oh no, it's Jennifer."
Yeah.
Jen.
I'd go by Fur if I was Jennifer.
If I was a jerk.
Yo, what up, Fur?
Boots with the fur, with the fur. No, it's weird. Like, why would you just name your kid Beth?
Yeah.
It's gotta be Elizabeth. Or we went to the dentist to circle back.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, "Oh, your name's Elizabeth? Do you go by Liz or Beth?" And I was like, "Beth." She goes like, "Well, I go by Liz. It's funny."
Great.
I was like, great. Now I'm going to have to talk to you the entire time while my mouth is try not to move your tongue.
Sound like Popcat.
Keep your mouth open.
Stop asking me questions.
Right? You'd be like, "What school do you go to?" Don't talk. Let me palm read it to you.
Right.
You got Braille?
You got pen and paper. Braille. Oh my God. He break out and do it on an abacus. How do you use words on an abacus? I don't know. I have seen people use some abacus, man, some serious math on some abacus, and it is crazy fast. I mean, like, they're like... moving those little beads back and forth, and it's like, I don't know if you're right or wrong. But
I thought it was a child's toy. It's not.
No, it's true math.
And I hated that thing. I was like, how do I beat this?
How do you play this
Sliding them over. I was like sliding them over. Like, what wins here?
It makes you think of those things that used to be in like waiting rooms where you'd have the little
squares,
like all the different.
I was just about to bring that. It was like this giant box shape, and it had the different like lines.
Yeah,
and you just got to bring it over.
You push them through.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what an abacus makes me think of.
Yeah, that one's more fun though. The abacus sucks.
Yeah, I did an abacus hard one time, and the stupid pipe came out, and all the things fell off. My teacher looked at me unappreciatively.
That would be so sad.
I was.
No.
I'm telling you, as a child, I broke everything that I touched. I'm Charlie Brown as a kid.
There was one time, I can't remember why, but I was in the nurse's office, and you were coming to pick me up. And I guess I was sick or something.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there, I was waiting, because you were coming from, like, across town. Of course. Right. And they had these, like, bin full of dinosaurs. And so, of course, I was playing with the dinosaurs. I was like, rah, 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 rah. And I was like, how could I take one of these?
God,
but this kid came in, and he had, like, a busted knee. Like, his knee was bleeding.
Oh, wow.
He got ice for it, but they told him to sit down. And he was sitting next to me, and he was like, can I play that? And I was like, no! And so I threw them all on the ground. And then you arrived at, like, exactly the right moment, so I just got up and left.
Nice. Poor kid. No.
No. I was like, keep your blood to yourself, sickie.
Sickie. I don't want your disease. Oh my God, that's funny.
I would be so embarrassed if I threw them thing and the beads fell all over the floor.
Oh my God, it sucks. I was like slamming them back and forth. She's like, you need to take it easy on it. I'm like, and then it just went. The pipe came out of the wood, and they just went. And I'm just sitting there with stupid face. How am I going to do my math?
Oh no, they made you do math off of those?
Yeah, we had to use the abacus.
How does that work?
You have everything, but each line is like ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. That's how the lines are. So when you get like 9 and you have to shove over 9 and then what's left, and then when you get a 10, you push them all back over and you move one above it over.
Oh.
So it's all.
Did you ever have the colored bears that you had to use the math, or like the big blocks?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
The bears?
Yes.
I used to eat those.
So.
That's not true. I did not eat the plastic.
Child's Play was released November 9th, 1988.
But I would separate the red ones from the blue ones, and I'd be like, you can't touch. And like, I'd take 2 of them, and I'd be like, Romeo and Juliet, and they'd kiss. And my teacher would come over and be like, what's your answer? I'd be like,
Gummy bear?
2.
2. And you're going out of the class.
Yeah.
Child's Play was released November 9th, 1988, and is a fantasy horror movie. It was directed by Tom Holland and stars Catherine Hicks, Chris Sarandon, and Alex Vincent. Not that Tom Holland.
I meant to tell you, did you see the poster art for it? They actually have all 3 now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
It looks really good. People were saying the movie better be at least 5 hours long.
It's going to have to probably be 3 movies, is what I would think. Yeah, I don't understand how you would do, a double.
It's going to be one movie. Really long one movie. Think about 3 hours.
People are going to complain.
I won't be complaining. Are you complaining?
No. Child's Play was directed by Tom Holland, stars Catherine Hicks, Chris Sarandon, and Alex Vincent. I already said that.
You already read that.
Of course, Brad Dourif plays Charles Lee Ray and also does the voice of Chucky. And he's awesome. He's a cool guy. He's done a lot of different parts that are like, he's always a skeevy type part. Like,
of course.
You know the Lord of the Rings movies?
No, I will never watch those.
See, if you watched him, he's Wormtongue.
Gandalf. See, no. I will not watch because of names like Wormtail. I mean, Wormtongue. I am the.
I'm going to tell you, just as a thing, if I'm going to have an advisor and somebody named Wormtongue wants the job, I'm probably going to say no. I don't want somebody like that. You know, if your name is like Jeff.
Yeah.
That's a nice, easy.
If you have a kid and you name it something like Paul or Jeff or Thomas, you're setting them up to be lawyers.
Right. But if you name them Wormtongue, or if your last name is Wormtongue, yeah. No, it's not good.
I like you, Jeff.
But he was in there. He always played
Wormtongue. I'm not going to marry you.
Yeah, I don't want to be Beth Wormtongue.
Why? No. Why has it got to be me?
Well, that's what you were just saying.
It's Jennifer.
Oh, okay.
New persona.
So the storyline goes like this. When Charles Lee Ray needs to get a quick escape from cop Mike Norris. Stop.
Who else has he played?
Who? Mike Norris?
Yeah, he looked really familiar.
Chris Sarandon? Fright Night, man. He's the main dude. He's the main.
See, I was like, you look super.
He's Jerry. Yeah.
He looked really familiar. I felt like he was a predator. Makes sense now.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So he takes his soul and buries it into a playful, seemingly good guy Chucky doll. Little does he know, a little boy by the name of Andy Barclay will be the new owner of him. Charles confides in Andy why he commits numerous murders, and once the adult accept Andy's story as truth, it's too late.
Oh gosh. Well, there's the whole movie. Let's just go ahead and end it right there.
Yeah, so well, thank you for stopping by, and have a good Christmas.
This is after Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Well, Merry past Christmas.
I was going to say, wait. This is the one for the 28th.
Yeah. Nah.
No,
not 28th, 27th.
27th.
Yeah. The movie had a budget of $9 million and grossed over $6.5 million its first weekend alone, with an estimated $44 million worldwide when it was done. So, a success.
I'd say so.
Along with the cult following the movie had gained, it also spawned numerous sequels as well as a reboot. People love this movie. And
have you ever watched that? The 2019 one?
No.
I was so excited for it last year, and then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh no.
He looks
terrible.
Weird.
He's terrible.
Very weird. But Chucky falls into what I call the new monster category, and we kind of talked about that a lot before with like Ghostface Killer.
Ever about that.
Well, remember when we did?
Nope.
Wow. Remember when we did Monster Squad?
Yes.
And those are all the old monsters, the Universal monsters, Dracula, Mummy, Frankenstein, Wolfman.
I don't want to talk about that, man. I just finished that book.
So
I'm still upset.
Chucky falls in with the Chucky, the Freddy, the Jason, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Pinhead.
Did you ever watch the other Chucky movies?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Chucky's Bride?
Yes.
There was once where we walked, and I can see this memory so clear. We walked into a Spencer's.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like, it was all flashing lights and fog on the ground type stuff. It was, like, bizarre. But they had hanging figures off the screen, the ceiling.
Yeah.
And one was Chucky and Chucky's Bride. They were together. And it was the cool, like, it was, like, so cool, man. And then you go in there now, which is all lame.
Yeah, they really lamed out.
It used to be really cool going in there.
Maybe it was just cooler because you were younger.
No. I mean, the one that we have here, nothing like that.
No?
She got backpacks and shirts and nothing hanging from the ceiling.
Goblet of Fire?
No, there's no Goblet of Fire. That'd be cool. That'd be a really cool thing to do. You just put your name in the fire and then you maybe win a coupon or something.
You win a coupon?
And I'll put my name in. Give me that 10%, bro.
But yeah, 10% is 10%.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if I spend $50, that's $5 off.
Anyways, question for you.
Yeah, what do you got?
What's your favorite dinosaur?
The Stegosaurus. I don't know why.
Which one's that?
The
vegetarian one?
Yeah.
That one's my favorite. You know why?
Why?
Long neck.
So down in I don't know if it's still there, but at Epcot Center, which is part of Disney and then Epcot, Exxon, who does gas, obviously, because you know that gas and all that comes from fuel, basically comes from like leftover dinosaur
fossil fuel.
Fossil fuel.
Yeah, they just stick the things in the ground, the little pumps in the ground, and they just like.
Well, it actually would open. You would sit in this huge thing, and they would move you like a people mover. Like the whole entire thing moved, and you went through this huge stage of what it was like for when dinosaurs were around, and it's like 75 degrees, and maybe hotter than that, maybe like 85 degrees, and like really moist. Because that's what they say it was like at that point in time. But there was one point where the the Stegosaurus was there, and he was like, "Man, that's what Stegosaurus is the one with the spikes on his tails and his back. Brontosaurus is the one, the big long neck one."
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
but they were all there, and it was like they were like, "Meh." And then it gets really sad, and they all die. So
I really want to go to Universal Studios.
Yeah, man.
At some point. I mean, they got so many cool rides. Yeah. I'd only really want to go to the Disney one for the Star Wars.
I know. See, and that's where I'm torn. Like, it was really easy for me to say Universal Islands of Adventure over Universal, and it was easy for me to say both of those over Disney.
Yeah.
Because of the rides and just the
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't have that much fun at the Disney one.
I can't. The only reason I would want to go to Disney now is because of Star Wars.
Star Wars. Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah. That's just true. All of the things that I would remember from Disney are like closed. They're not there anymore. Like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I think it's closed now. They got rid of that. You know, I think It's a Small World is still there.
Where's Universal Studios?
But it's only when it's open. It's in Orlando. Yeah, down in by Tampa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. It's 45 minutes away. So.
That makes it sound like we're in Tampa.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're not. Sorry, yeah, we are not in Tampa.
But I would at some point really like to go.
We are in Roanoke.
I'd just be nervous because the motion sickness.
You know, you don't have to worry about it on a lot of the rides. You went on them, though. Well, not like you remember. No. But there's a really cool Spider-Man ride where it makes it feel like you're driving
so
stuff
much
like
fun.
that.
And then they have the Harry Potter exhibit thing.
They do.
See, that's what really sucked about the whole COVID thing last year is the band kids.
Yeah.
They paid all this money and they were going to go to Orlando.
Oh, really?
And they could not get the refund.
Because of COVID?
Yeah.
They didn't get a refund?
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no,
no. Then we're going.
They were so upset.
Then we're going. You're not going to do... No. Heck no.
Well, you couldn't go. Like, close the studio.
I don't care. You're gonna hook me up some way. If I pay that much money to go on a trip...
It's expensive.
Someone going.
The tickets are like, what, $500?
We will Wally World that jank. And you don't get that reference.
That'd be rough, man. $500 just to go in and then you can... And more money to spend. Because you're spending a lot of money while you're there. I'm buying the Harry Potter wand, man. I'm gonna go in the shop and they're gonna be like, this one chooses you. Because I've seen the little video for it. Have you seen the little video for it? They're gonna be like, this one chooses you. Chosen. No,
this one chose you.
This one chose you. And I'd be like, let me buy it. And then they have the little things around the park where you can actually, if you flick your wand at it, it interacts.
That's cool,
man. You
can
turn water things on and such. I'm buying the wand.
You have to buy the whole thing. You have to get the
I would, I'd go the whole experience.
You'd be running around. Expelliarmus!
I'd just be torn about what I would, like, the colors that I get, because I've taken like, the real test.
Yeah.
Because, the one on Pottermore isn't actually the one you're supposed to take. There's another one where it's more expensive.
Your mother always makes me take them.
Mm-hmm. What do you get, Hufflepuff?
I did get Hufflepuff once. But I'm Ravenclaw.
I got Ravenclaw as well.
Yeah, which I feel comfortable with. I'm comfortable with Ravenclaw.
But I get Gryffindor on the actual site.
Sometimes I get Gryffindor, but the majority of what I get is Ravenclaw. And so, in my opinion, Ravenclaw is where I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hufflepuff did show up there one time, and I wrote him. Dear people that... Heck no, I'm not Hufflepuff.
Not nice enough.
These people are nice.
Yeah.
I would be the meanest.
The sarcastic one. See, because I'm not evil. I'm not evil.
Right.
For Slytherin. But I am sarcastic and rude.
Right.
Which is Ravenclaw.
Which, yeah, they're...
And I am a coward.
They're...
I'm going to make somebody else do the whole fighting the Voldemort thing. I'm not doing that.
What do you call that? Pompous, almost. They're very...
Yeah.
Arrogant.
Full of themselves.
Yeah, because that's who they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's who we are.
Yep.
So
it makes sense.
Yeah. For
me to be in there. So.
I got off the Pottermore site because it told me that my Patronus animal was a badger once, and I said, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? A badger? Badger.
Honey badger. Well, they don't give a heck. Heckin' badger.
Right, but I wanted a frog.
Who doesn't? I got like a silver fox.
Oh, look at you go. That's nice. Right, but they were always like, what's your spirit animal? And you're like, oh, I don't know.
Mine's a dead biscuit.
Oh my god, the child's book?
And it's got a little wig on. Oh no, like a real biscuit, like a Hardee's biscuit. With
the wig on. It's got like the lipstick on it too. Yeah. And it's all, make me a sandwich. No. I got my pies. I'm cooking some pies in the oven. You hungry?
Oh, that's how it sounds,
That's how it sounds.
Oh, you can do that really well.
Yeah. I'm really good at that.
Wow. You become an old New York woman real easy. Put a little cigarette in your hand. You'd be like, "When you want some pie."
Betty, I'm getting home soon. I better have a beer and a sandwich or else you're going to get beat.
Oh my gosh. Why is it always violence with you? That's your mother's side. You get that from your mother.
My shirt instantly changes into a white beater.
Ba-doom boom.
Oh God, that's scary.
A wife beater. So, yeah, I didn't know why those things were called wife beaters, and then people would talk about wearing them down in Florida. They'd be like, "Yeah, I got a wife beater on," and I'm like, "Why? Like, is that official?"
That's what they always wear.
Yeah, but what is it? Is it
he takes off his shirt and he's got one of those on. You just know what's coming.
Is it a tank? It's like the white tank top undershirt. So sometimes it's like crimped
and stained.
Gravy stained. Always got to have a gravy stain.
Yeah. Or blood stain.
Or blood stain. From where she fell down the stairs. Man.
It was an accident.
That's so horrible. You're horrible.
Oh, I'm horrible?
Yeah.
You're the one who said she fell down the stairs.
And he went down her and he saved her.
Oh my God. Everyone's shaking their head.
Even the dog.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. All right, you ready to get into this? Since we're not even in the movie. Oh man, that's bad.
Yeah.
Let me see where we're at. I'm just curious. Half hour in.
Well, this is what people come for.
Yeah, you come for the fun. Stay for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Coin?
Everyone just left.
Right. I'm not listening to this rubbish.
They were like, "Oh, the movie's starting? All right, let me just go ahead and end the episode."
That's it, yeah. Just skip 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Oh, an ad? I'm not paying for this.
30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
On some platforms, you can skip the ads. Very nice. Yeah.
I know. I do it.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm like, well, this doesn't apply to me. But some of the ads I listen to, I'm like, oh, I might want. Let me write this down. I might want this. This is. Oh, it's got a code. Well, cool. So,
speaking of, plug some random ad real quick.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke.
Oh,
I was gonna be like, oh, anyway, speaking of, buy our product.
I'm putting for one just so people know, a sock one. Again,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope we get it this time.
Yeah,
that's the only one I want.
I know.
I love socks.
It's really and what's really nice about this one is that when you buy a pair of socks from them, they give a pair of socks to somebody else.
Ooh,
like a homeless shelter.
Well, don't say the name yet. Because we're not gonna get
like
free business.
Right, but I thought that was really cool that they do that.
That is really cool.
So that's why I picked them to go with, and I think that I'm pretty sure we should. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't.
I want free socks, so
I don't know if we get free socks.
Oh well, I don't care anymore.
Oh, but I'll buy you a pair of socks using our code.
Oh, cool!
And then you can wear them and talk about how nice they are. So,
I will do that.
I really want the beard one. These people don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know.
Talking about ads and stuff like that. And there's one that for a beard care. Like lotion and stuff like that you put on your beard, and it makes it nice, and it keeps your hair soft, and it makes it really smell good and stuff like that. And then I was really wanting that one.
You should get that, yeah, because you're really oily all the time.
Okay. So, anyway, I'm not oily. You know what makes me oily? When people put cupcakes in my face. That's what makes me oily, Beth.
Who does that?
You.
Look, you put it in my face first. Why do you think I'm going to react?
You're going to put it in my face.
I'm going to put it in your face.
Yeah, that's fair.
What goes around?
Comes around.
Comes around.
Fair. Fair is fair. You'll learn that. Fair is fair. You'll learn that when we watch Legend of Billie Jean. Fair is fair.
Billie Jean.
Different Billie Jean.
Oh, I don't want to watch it then.
Oh. All right. So the movie kicks off with a chase happening and a cop saying he has the strangler. He's like, I got the strangler. The hash-slinging
slasher?
The hash-slinging, the mash-bringing, the crash-bringing. Yes. The chase continues and there's a bit of a shootout and the man being chased is shot in the leg. I guess his wheelman Eddie sees this and takes off, so he's a bit stuck. And, at this point in time, even though the guy's a criminal, he's kind of like, oh, God, don't leave me. He's like all sad. I was kind of like, oh, man.
I'd be sad, too, if my one way out was taken. I just got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be kind of sad?
I would be disgruntled.
Disgruntled?
Yeah. The cop yells to give up Ray. He says, give up, Ray. But the man shoots the lock off a toy store's door and goes in. The cop pursues him, and we see a bunch of good guy dolls. And the film title pops up real fast saying Child's Play. So I like how it didn't really play around getting into the movie. I appreciate that. So the cop shoots Ray again, and it looks to be fatal. So Ray vows to get the cop and Eddie, and then says he has to find somebody. And he falls on a bunch of boxes of good guy dolls.
A Bunsen burner.
A Bunsen burner. He falls on a Bunsen burner and burns up. No, we used them in school. We actually used them. Oh,
we had to light them.
Yeah,
we have a gas, and we just... That's not true. We had electric ones.
Oh,
we had gas. I did put my hand on it, and it hurt.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Burned myself today.
I know. I saw it. You have a little blister.
I do.
It's very sad.
Do you think it's going to scar up?
No, man. You've got good skin.
Well, I'll put it harder on next time.
Okay. You freak.
That hurt, man.
So, after he falls on the good guy dolls, he sees one of the dolls and takes it out of the box. As the cop searches for him, he performs some kind of ritual holding the doll and then appears to die as a huge bolt of lightning comes through the ceiling, blowing the place up.
I actually memorized the ritual. You want to hear?
No, because in your summer... I know that he says, give me the power, I command you. I can't remember who he's praying to. That's from the Gremlins.
Yeah.
I love that little thing. So, a puppet with a puppet is... Need I say more?
Also, it's been 4 days since I've asked for the Harry the Hipster puppet, and I've gotten no replies.
Yeah, we've gotten no emails for Harry the Hipster, and we want him.
We do. We want to put him up on the wall.
I pretty much expect... I know several people who can knit and who are very creative and could make a Harry the Hipster. Just saying.
Just saying.
Email us here at the yesteryearpodcast@gmail.com and let us know if you want to make a Harry the Hipster for Beth. And
my birthday's coming up.
Her
in 2 months. 3 months.
Mine's closer. Mine comes up in like 2 weeks.
You're old.
Not even 2 weeks. 11 days.
It's like 11 days, yeah. God.
Wow.
Feels like Halloween was like 2 weeks ago.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that doing this podcast makes time go by fast.
It does, because you think about
it's like every week.
We're on 36. It's been 36 weeks since August we started.
No, we started in March.
No, we did not.
We started in May. Yeah, we did.
Really?
Yeah, we started in May.
Oh, God.
It's been 8 months. So.
It's almost been a whole year.
I know, I'm very excited. So, the cop finds the body and thinks that it's over. He figures he's dead. We then see a commercial for a Good Guys playing on the TV and a little boy watching it saying he has seen it before. Seen the episode before.
What a horrible commercial this was.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Did you see the mascot?
Yeah, it was terrifying. It was giant Chucky. This kid is decked out hardcore with some good guy gear, though.
I always thought Andy was a cute kid.
Even the cereal.
I love the actor.
Do you?
Yeah, he's a really cute little actor.
That's fun. An advertisement comes on for a good guy doll, and the kid is mad excited. He even thinks he might have one for his birthday gift because he's like sizing up the size of the box on the commercial and then looking over.
Like 2 pairs of pants in that thing. What a crap wrapping.
So, you're not wrong.
She spent more money on the box.
You're not wrong. The kid has made breakfast in bed for his mom and goes in and jumps all over her to wake her up. After waking her up...
That didn't go so well for you.
No.
I did that once and it did not go well.
It did not. That does not work well with me.
No.
I have flashbacks and I start tossing kids.
I was gonna say, I really like when they do kid actors right. And they're like you, because it makes you like, aw, woo. Because sometimes I pick really ugly kids. But the one that always gets me, because like, when like they get hurt and you're like, you actually feel bad because they're cute.
Sure.
The remake of It, the little boy that plays Georgie.
Yeah.
So cute. And he sounds so cute. And then he dies and you're really sad. And you're like, oh, what a...
It's rough. So, after waking up, they have a bit of a celebration about it being his birthday, and then they go to open his presents.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Yeah, he opens the gift thinking it's going to be a good guy, but it turns out to be clothes, which...
I would have been really happy.
And let me I just want to have a conversation about this lady. Uh-huh. And I appreciate that you would have been happy that it's closed. Thank you.
I like socks.
I know. She lives in a really nice place.
Oh, yeah. It's a fantastic apartment.
In a relatively good area. Mm-hmm. And she's complaining about, oh, we're going to have to take these... Like, how penny pinch are you when you're living like you do? Like, how are you living like you do, but you're having to worry about saving up for pants that might fit? You can't even get them pants that fit?
What's the word? Child support.
All right.
That's what it goes towards.
Yeah,
you know, like that one episode where the guy buys all the orphans for the government money, and then he doesn't feed the kids.
Yes. Nice.
That's what it makes me think of. So you do it just for the money, and then you spend it on yourself. And you're like, oh, dang, guess I got that.
Isn't there a Futurama episode?
Yeah, that's what
I thought you were talking about, where he gets all the kids.
It's really sad because at the end he returns them and they draw him a picture. And
he's all sad about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Andy is pretty upset and opens another toy, but doesn't get a good guy doll. He does get the little building kit, but
I would have loved that.
Karen's like, "Sorry, bro, I didn't know about the doll until, mm-hmm. and so I didn't save up. I didn't have enough money, So Karen is at work, and a lady comes up saying that there's a peddler behind the store, and he has one of those good guy dolls that Andy wanted. So they go to this seedy back alley, which, what in the heck was the lady Maggie doing back there in the first place?
Right, next to a jewelry store is this kind of place.
Yeah, it's like a mall, but whatever. And, sure enough, he has one of the dolls. They haggle a bit over price, and he says $30, and she pays up without any more hesitation. Because at first I think he said 50, and then Maggie says, no, wait, 10, and 30, and then she's like, fine, whatever. So when she gets back to her counter at work, her boss is there and is not thrilled that she went on break. He tells her that she has to work that night to cover a shift for somebody else, which, no, that's not how it works. I mean, I appreciate the job, but I can't work my whole shift and then you'd be like, yeah, now you have to work more shift for somebody else because they're sick. No.
That's usually how it goes.
Well, I don't feel like I would do it.
Well, would you lose your job?
All right, maybe I do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Maggie says she will cover the shift, but isn't allowed to as she doesn't work in that department. She works in shoes or something like that. Mm-hmm. So she says she'll babysit Andy instead. So Karen gets home and surprises Andy with a good guy doll, and it comes to life and says its name is Chucky. Later that night, Andy is sitting playing with Chucky, and the news comes on saying that Eddie the driver guy escaped the police, and there'll be more in the report at 9 p.m. Chucky apparently whispers that he wants to watch the 9 o'clock news to Andy, so Andy asks Maggie if they can stay up and watch the news, but she's like, nah, no dice. Go get ready for bed. So she carries Chucky all loose and crappy by the arm.
Yeah, she just chucked it around, man.
Yeah, which isn't a good way to do it.
No.
Even still, that's somebody's doll. Have some respect.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, she just chucks him on the bed as well, too. So Maggie goes back out to clean up while Andy brushes his teeth, and the TV comes back on for news. Maggie comes out and sees Chucky sitting watching TV, and he's just sitting there chilling. And he's watching in regard to Eddie escaping. She shuts the TV off and drags Chucky back into the bedroom and yells at Andy about Chucky watching TV. So we see this is not going to work out well for Andy. Mm-mm. Andy and Chucky are in the bed going to sleep while Maggie reads a book. We then get Chucky vision, which is basically a view from Chucky's perspective, which at this point in time, and what I liked about the movie is we all know it's Chucky. We all know, from the sequels and from everything like that, okay, it's Chucky. But when this came out, they toyed with it. Is this Andy? Is Andy messed up now? And he's saying, oh, this doll is telling me to kill somebody, because they don't reveal that it's Chucky until a little bit further into the movie. They let you play with it being him. So I like that.
That is
so.
Cool.
I say Chucky's perspective, but it's from a child's perspective, really. But
it's child's play.
Boomch. Maggie hears noise and, of course, goes to investigate it, thinking it's Andy. She sees that a chair was set up by the front door and the locks are undone.
That was weird to me.
Yeah, he was leaving. He was bouncing.
Oh.
So she locks the door back and then goes to investigate another bang. She finds that flour has been spilled, and then the phone rings, scaring the heck out of her.
Who's going to clean that up? Not me. Not
me either. I hate flour on the floor. It literally powders everything and is the hardest thing to clean up.
Yeah, and then when pour water on it.
And then it turns into dough.
Wow, really? That's how that works?
Yeah. You knew that.
I did not know that.
So.
Did I know that?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever done that before. No, I have.
In culinary.
But don't we put eggs in it? Don't you gotta put egg in it?
Yeah, just one. Half an egg.
I just said egg. You say eggs.
You're an egg.
Your mom's an egg.
She listens.
I'm sorry. A lovely egg.
It's Karen calling to check on them, and Maggie says everything is fine. They hang up, and Maggie goes to clean up the flour. While doing so, she is spooked again. But then, when she turns around, she is hit in the head with a good guy hammer and is knocked out the window, falling to her death. So she dies pretty ugly.
Like, really? She fell through the window. The window's that fragile.
Well, it's 1980s glass.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it would scare me hitting it. I'd be like, "Oh, geez, could have fallen out the window there." But
no, she went all out. She really committed to the falling into the window and out the window. So Karen comes home and runs to her apartment as she sees all the commotion. The cops are pretty crap. Like, in general, like, there's like one sitting around reading the newspaper, sitting on her couch. I mean, they're just chilling. They're not even really doing anything. And just letting her run into the crime scene is kind of, no. It's a crime scene. It's shut down. Yeah, it is. All right. She finally locates Andy, who is with the detective that was chasing Ray at the beginning of the movie. He says his name is Mike Norris and tells Karen that Maggie is dead. They find little shoe prints in the flour on the counter, and Mike thinks that Andy made the little feet prints, but his shoes are too big. And I like that he had already checked. He was like, yeah, I already checked it. So basically, that's the end of the investigation, and Mike clears everyone out. He's like, all right, that's it. We're done here. It's like, but wait. Somebody's dead. Andy is going to sleep, and we can see the bottom of Chucky's shoes has flour on them. So he runs out and tells everyone that it was Chucky that was on the counter. Karen rushes him back to bed, and then kicks Mike, the cop, out, who has the hammer, and says it's a possible murder weapon. So Karen is cleaning up and hears talking, so she goes into Andy's room and finds him talking to Chucky. She thinks it's basically just him playing with his doll. He says Chucky told him that his real name is Charles Lee Ray. He also says some horrible things about Maggie, which upsets Karen.
Yeah, I mean, if my kid suddenly starts talking like this, though, I'm definitely going to be a little suspicious. I'm going to get rid of the doll, I think.
I don't think it's not having a good impression on him.
Well, no.
It's not bringing out a good side of him.
Word. Where would he have gotten that from?
Right. But even if he didn't think it was the doll, he's still saying it to say that it's... You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the name? That's so specific.
Yeah, it was. So,
and it's all over the news, so you got to know what that name is. You know?
You would think.
So I'd be like, well, the doll is clearly... Something's wrong.
You gotta go, doll. Get out of here. So Andy goes on about how Chucky is alive, and they argue back and forth about it. He and Karen do. Then Andy says sorry, and they make up. I like how Chucky played it up about being a doll because Karen was listening, like he saw the shadow under the door. So he's like, hi, I'm Chucky. Let's go. Want to be friends?
No, he's like, let's hug.
Let's hug. That's right.
And then Andy's like, oh, I love hugs.
And Karen's all, okay, it's just the doll. So the next day, Karen drops Andy off at school, and Andy has Chucky. He and Chucky then leave school.
See that other people had Chuckies?
Yes. Nice supervision, by the way. And take a train. Because he just, dips out of school.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, nobody calls, hey, Karen, your child's not in school today.
Well, sometimes I feel like it really is just that easy to leave. I mean, we have doors, even at high school, I could literally just go out one of the exits and leave.
Yes, but somebody at some point should take notice that you're not there and contact somebody.
Oh, that's true.
They do. And even though you being a senior, we get called. Hey, your daughter's not in school today. What's up with that?
Expect one of those calls tomorrow.
Anyway, he takes a train, and apparently no one thinks it's odd that a 6-year-old kid is all by himself walking around. Is it New York? I thought it was Chicago.
It might be Chicago. Either way, I mean, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. So they go to a CD. Yeah, excuse me. Good gravy.
What the heck?
That rolled right up.
It was weird.
So they go to a seedy part of town, and Chucky tells Andy where to go. Sure enough, they go to this rundown building, but first Andy has to use the restroom, so he sits Chucky down to do so. Well, we get more Chucky vision, and then see Eddie sleeping in this crappy house. Little hands come out and open the oven and blow out the pilot light. They then turn on the gas.
I liked all the rats.
Yeah, everywhere. Ratatouille style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many Oompas.
So Andy comes back looking for Chucky while Eddie is searching the house for who is making noise. He comes down shooting, and when Andy hears this, he goes booking towards the house looking for Chucky. We hear a Chucky laugh, and then see Eddie investigate it, and when he shoots the gun in the gas-filled house, it blows up. Really blows up. Second story coming apart.
Yeah.
Crazy blow up. I was really impressed with
the kid's too close for it,
I would have thought, yeah. We then see Karen at the police station talking with Mike, and then see that Andy is in there talking to the police as well. She gives him a ration about Chucky not being alive, and he begs Chucky to say something so that he doesn't get taken away from his mom, but he doesn't. He punches him in the stomach and roughs up Chucky, but Chucky just doesn't say anything.
It's funny that he stayed quiet during that. I felt like that would have really hurt.
Yeah. Well, at that point in time, remember, he doesn't think that he can feel pain. At that point in time, he's still just a doll. So unfortunately for Andy, Chucky doesn't say anything. So the doctor takes Andy for observation at the hospital.
Quote unquote.
Hospital, right.
Yeah.
Karen takes Chucky home with her and tells him to say something, but he does the doll voice again. While getting a drink, she looks at the box and realizes that the batteries were never put in.
Some massive batteries, by the way.
They were they were some D's.
Yeah.
This freaks her out, and she then gets suspect of Chucky. She checks his back, and sure enough, he has no batteries. And when she sees this, she flips his head around, and he's starts to talk, so she drops him freaked out. He rolls under the couch, and she pokes him and says she's, to test if he's alive or not. She drags him back out and shakes him around and then demands he talks.
Yeah, I'm just going to head out after that. After he turns around and flips around my arm and everything, I'm going to leave the house.
Right. Now, you've confirmed no batteries. He confirms he's got no batteries. And he still turns around and goes, hi, you want to play, Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're going in the trash. She says she's going to make him talk and threatens to throw him in the fire, at which point he comes alive and attacks Karen.
Wait, did you say, so does he do the Chucky voice? Like the little, hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play? Ha ha ha.
At first, when his head flips around, he does.
No, I mean the guy the actor.
Oh, no, the Chucky voice is a different Chucky.
Okay, I was gonna say, that's gonna be a really impressive vocal range.
No. Chucky's got a mouth on him.
Yeah, he's kind of funny.
He
really funny. This
flips out on her and is like, you want to mess with me? And he
funny, man.
Just flipped out. And I was like, really what is going on in this scene? Because you have to think that's just a little doll. So you have to be
that's why it's so funny.
Fake fighting with this little doll that's, no bigger than a 2-year-old. And
shaken baby syndrome.
Yeah, he even bites her.
Oh yeah,
and then runs off. It is an ugly bite. He takes the elevator, so she books it down the stairs.
And I like that every time they try to fight, he always goes for the neck for her.
Yes, he does.
He was always going for the neck.
He is. Well, he's the strangler.
But he was trying to bite her neck.
Right. Well, that's how he does it. So yes, he is. He's like, and he's always screaming all crazy, and his face is all.
Yeah. Ah! It's always really funny to me. I laughed really hard.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, she's running down the stairs trying to stop the elevator as it's going, but unfortunately she's too late and Chucky gets away. At first you would be like, why? Why is she chasing after him? Let him go.
Well, my thought was that she was going after him for evidence.
For proof, right.
Yeah.
And then that's what I thought. But then you figure she needs proof because she can threaten to throw him in the fire again in front of him. Yeah. So she goes and finds Mike and tells him about what happened and that Chucky is really alive. She even shows him the bite mark, but he still doesn't believe her. He's like, I'm a sane person. And I like that. He's like, why don't you believe me? Because I'm a sane person.
Yeah.
So she says she's going to go find the peddler that sold her the doll. She goes to a really bad part of town to do so, and we get a bit of a montage while she searches. So it's like a little mini montage. I'll take it. She finally locates him and gives him a small amount of money, asking where he got the doll. And he starts to attack her. What else do you expect?
Yeah.
You go to like the worst part of town. And you think these people are just going to be straight up and up? No, you're going to end up in a bad situation, which she did. Luckily, Mike shows up and accosts him and finds out where he got the doll. It turns out that the same store that he had been in that exploded is where the doll came from. Mike tells Karen about Charles Lee Ray and how he killed him. Karen is pissed that he didn't tell her this before, and then he drives her home.
I'm surprised she didn't say anything about the fact that her kid named the doll.
I was like, too. At that point in time, you should have made a connection and been like, hold up a second, Charles Lee Ray. That's what Chucky said his name was. Whatever. Karen demands to know where Charles Lee Ray lived, and Mike tells her where it is, but then kicks her out of the car when she warns that he is next. Because he's like, yo, he said he's going to get you and Eddie. You're next, bro. He goes and reviews the Charles Lee Ray files at the precinct and then comes back to his car. As he is driving, he is attacked by Chucky.
Oh, man.
Which is awesome. Luckily, he had pushed a cigarette lighter in and uses it to burn Chucky's face to get him off of him. Now, why you would keep your foot on the gas is beyond me, but whatever.
No, I would have turned off the car immediately.
I would have immediately shut the car off. Chucky starts to stab through the seat with a knife while Mike continues to drive. He finally tries to stop, but Chucky moves his foot off and jams the gas.
It's impressive that he got under the seat with the knife that he did.
He throws the foot.
I mean, yeah, if you think about it, I mean, how we got the knife under the seat and then upwards to stab him like that, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't, but it's just fun.
Yeah, I enjoy when he tries to stab. It's funny. Yeah. And then the thing with the gas.
Yeah. So, Mike flips in the car and gets pretty banged up, but lives. Chucky does try to stab Mike again, but he misses. Mike takes shots at Chucky, but misses as well. Chucky comes at him with a knife again, and when Mike shoots him, it really hurts Chucky, which he didn't think was possible, because he was like, you can't hurt me. And then all of a sudden, when he gets shot, he's like, ah! So he runs off. Karen goes to where Charles Lee Ray lived and sees some creepy wall art that depicts him praying to some kind of god or something. It was him all naked, like praying to this guy.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
I'm like, why would you paint this?
I did not like.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s, man.
Mike shows up and tells her about a man named John that Chucky used to hang with and that they need to find him before Chucky does. Unfortunately, we then find that Chucky is going to John's as well, and he says the gree-gree works. That's what he says. The gree-gree.
I am the gobble man.
Yeah. No, none of that. No. He says that he was able to beat death, but wants to know why it hurt when he was shot. John tells him that he is becoming human, and that the longer he spends in that body, the more human it will become, which is creepy.
Yeah.
John tells him that he is an abomination and that he must be stopped. Chucky then pulls out John's voodoo doll and uses it against him to find out how to fix the issue, which was gross. The way that his legs were breaking and everything, it was like
that's why you never make a voodoo doll of yourself,
right? And especially why you don't tell anybody that you have a voodoo doll of yourself. I mean, when would you do that? Why would you make a voodoo doll of yourself?
To make it of other people?
Yeah, man. A little voodoo doll of somebody, a little onion man.
You couldn't walk them to you though.
I don't know. I just want to do it and then kick him around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. John tells him that in order to fix the issue, he has to channel his spirit into Andy, basically, the first person that he revealed himself to. He then stabs the doll, killing John. Karen and Mike show up and find John on the floor dying. John tells him that it's too late for him, but that he must stop Chucky from putting his soul into Andy. He says his heart is almost human, and that's how they can kill him, through the heart. Andy is at the hospital and sees that Chucky is there to kill him. The doctor doesn't believe him, and he says he doesn't see him.
This doctor's a crook, though.
I mean, give it to this kid for his acting abilities. Mm-hmm. He sold it proper, in my opinion. I mean, when he sat down and was crying, like he didn't know what to do and nobody's believing. Like I felt for that kid. I was like, man, dude, I could imagine myself seeing the doll climbing the stairs, coming to you. You know that he wants to kill you or he wants to hurt you, and yet nobody believes you, and you're just stuck in this situation, man. That's rough. Terrifying. And he just sit down and cry, and I think that's what I would do too. Mm-hmm. I would sit down and cry. So Chucky is able to get in through a window and steals keys to Andy's room. Andy has folded up a pillow to look like him, so he tricks Chucky and then escapes out of the room himself, which was pretty good. The doctor sees him and chases him, so Andy hides but is attacked by Chucky. While trying to escape, the doctor shows up and disarms Andy. Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't work out well for the doctor because Chucky does stab him up, and then electroshock therapies him to death, frying him up proper.
Yeah, man.
Like he's on blood and guts coming out of his eyes and mouth.
Yeah,
it was pretty gruesome. Which, that's what you get.
That is what you get.
Believe the kid next time. So Andy escapes, but of course gets blamed for killing the doctor. One more death on his hands. So now Mike is asking if they saw the doll around, and a little girl said that Chucky was asking around about Andy, which to me is funny. The little doll is walking around talking to all the kids asking about Andy, but okay. Whatever.
What are you supposed to do at that age? You gonna believe it?
Yeah. Karen says that she always told Andy to go home if he was in trouble. I like when Chucky's in the elevator and the lady says he's an ugly doll, and he's all, F you.
Yeah, that's my favorite quote for this movie.
It's just so great because
he may be crazy, but he's funny.
Yes, and that's what makes him great.
Yep. Because
he's funny and he's just no holds barred.
Nope.
Bat crazy, man.
Yeah,
so poor Andy is hiding in his closet, and Chucky used the fireplace to get in. Andy seems ready to take him on now, so he grabs a bat out of the closet and comes out to find him. And he tries to hit him. Chucky chases him with a knife, which to me seems odd because he can't kill him since he needs to transform into his body. Mm-hmm. But what do you do? It's. What do I know? It's the 80s.
If you could hurt him enough, then you get into it.
Yeah. Then it seems that Chucky uses the bat that Andy had to knock Andy out. And now that's smart because now, he's incapacitated. Unfortunately for Andy, he has blocked up the door, so it makes it tough for Mike and Karen to get in. Meanwhile, Chucky is starting the ritual again to transfer his spirit to the body of Andy. Karen gets there just in time to stop the ritual, and Mike throws Chucky, but then gets stabbed up by him as well.
It's interesting to note that Chucky came in through the fireplace.
Yeah.
Because that's how you know they're on the top floor.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so rich.
Right.
Because penthouse, come on.
Thank you. So Mike searches around for Chucky, and Chucky attacks him with a bat. He's about to beat him to death, but Karen shoots him in the knee. The gun jams, so Chucky attacks her, and she is able to block him into the fireplace. Andy lights him on fire, and he runs around all burnt
crazy. Up. And he's all like, Andy, we're friends, aren't we?
I loved how when he was in there, and he was just going, like, and he's just banging the heck out of the screen. And then he's like, Andy, don't burn me up. We're friends. We're friends to the end. He's like, this is the end, friend. And I'm like, Andy got the boy. Oh. Chucks the flame. Chucky gets nice and toasted.
Crispy, yeah.
I mean, like, he's all burnt up.
After that.
Yeah, there's going to be a smell.
What's this smell? Oh, it's Chucky.
Yeah.
A cat?
No. So he's all burned up. They go to check on Mike. Andy goes to get the first aid kit, and when he does, he finds that Chucky is still alive and all burned.
Well, he sees that he's not there anymore.
Right. First he sees he's missing, and then he sees him. Yeah. Chucky goes to attack Andy, but he makes it into the room in time to hide with Karen and Mike. Chucky stabs through the door at Karen, and then goes to the other door to get in. Chucky is demanding that she give him the boy, and he'll let him live. And is walking toward them. She shoots off all parts, but is still coming toward them while she's shooting him. Like he doesn't stop. Like, she shoots off an arm, a leg, and everything like that. And then she's out of bullets.
And it's still going after him.
Yeah, but it's still kind of like crawling along. The other cop shows up and calls for backup and an ambulance, and then goes out to check on the doll. And Mike is like, don't touch that doll. Just leave it lay. Don't mess with it. He pokes at the head and thinks they are crazy, even though Mike told him not to touch it. So he brings the head in, sets it on the TV, and the body comes through the vent and attacks the other cop. And I like how the head's there going, kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them, like yelling at the body, like egging it on to kill him and stuff like that. So Karen wrestles it off of him, and Mike finally shoots it through the heart, killing them.
Kind of makes me think of the Conjuring with Annabelle. The doll in the beginning where they played the little video, and it was like the doll was telling us how to do things and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So Mike looks at the cop and says, now do you believe me? And he says, yeah, but who's going to believe me? We hear sirens and everyone heads out, even though Andy now seems to have serious PTSD.
Yeah, for real.
Fair. Everybody pretty much now has PTSD because there was a doll trying to kill everybody. We end on a freeze frame of Andy looking back to the doll head, which I think was a really good way to end it because you're just not quite sure, you know?
Yeah.
But either way, and of course, there was part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, I think, and then, you know, all kinds of other the reboots and all kinds of jazz. So anyway,
have you watched the other parts?
I've watched part 2, 3. I think I've seen most of Bride of Chucky. I've seen some of Seed of Chucky. I watched one that's called The Cult of Chucky, which was where there were like 5 or 6 of the dolls, and they were doing. It was actually a pretty good movie. Like, it was weird. One,
like the one with short blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all weird looking.
It was weird, but I mean, I give it to him. It's an interesting.
Do they all have to do with Andy?
1, 2, and 3 do, and then I think even Bride. He's in it. He's in the movies a lot.
I mean, if he's got to transfer into his body, you know.
Right. He has to get into.
So. But then how does he transfer into the other dolls? You know, if he's all burnt.
Well, for part 2, they take the parts and they melt him back down.
Oh.
For some reason, I don't know why you would collect old plastic, but he's old plastic, and they melt him down and melt him and make him into a new Chucky.
Oh, that seems like a terrible idea.
It is. And, there's one where he's at military school.
I kind of want to watch part 2.
Yeah. Andy's at military school, and the doll comes there, and it's just, he gets one of them ends at the factory and he's getting parts glued onto him and everything like that. And he's like, it's gruesome. It's good.
Are they good? Good.
I enjoy them for what they are. They're Chucky movies.
Well, we only have up to 2, I guess. So I get to watch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So, your overall thoughts on the film experience?
It was an okay movie for its time. It was really funny. Yeah. So,
would you recommend it to a friend?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
That's cool, man. How many moves do you give it?
Give it 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5?
Yeah.
I'll throw it at a 4. It's a 4 for me. I really, watching it again, I didn't know how much I enjoyed it again, and it really brought a lot back for me. And just I remember being afraid when watching this as a kid of a lot of the parts of it, which I was like,
I wouldn't.
Sorry, not so much of Chucky, of being in the situation. We've talked about that as a kid.
Oh, not knowing.
Of being a kid when you're in a serious situation and nobody believes you, and to the point where they even think it's you.
Yeah.
And not being able to voice yourself to defend yourself.
I think the only time I've ever felt something like that was kind of recently. I mean, remember earlier in the year when I was gonna have, the day before my friend Taylor was coming over.
Yeah.
My bed was by the window. I was on a FaceTime with a friend because we were doing a call that was 24 hours.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there and we're talking, and I heard tapping on my window, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" But my window was open. Yeah, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I kind of heard like breathing, and I was like, "Wait." I was talking to my friend Luke, and I was like, "Shh, shh," and he was like, "What's going on?" I like every time when you tell someone to shh, then they start speaking.
Right.
I was like, bruh. But then I went to Tabby, and she brought up the cameras, and we saw someone. Like there was literally somebody there. So we were like, "Oops, it's time to freak out." And we went downstairs and we woke you and Mom up, and we were like, "Somebody's outside the house, outside of my window, like trying to get in." And you guys were like, "What the hell?" So you got the dogs outside, and they were all ruff, 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 ruff. Yeah. And Tabby brought up the footage again, but it wouldn't play back.
Yeah.
Like the footage just disappeared.
Wow.
And we couldn't play it back, but there was somebody there. And dude, man, that was like the scariest. I moved my bed and I kept that window shut.
Fair.
But it was scary. And it was like, how did you get up to the window?
Right.
So.
Creepy.
Yeah. Because, I mean, but in that situation, as a kid, you're like, well, there's no proof.
Right.
Except that my sibling saw it. Another kid.
Right.
So it's like, who's going to believe us? But that was scary. Then Taylor came over, and we had just finished watching The Ring.
Yeah.
I told her about it. She's like, "What now?" Somebody trying to break in? And I was like, yeah.
That's funny.
It was spooky, man. That was scary. Favorite character?
Favorite character is Chucky. Chucky is my favorite character.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I just love his dynamic in the movie. I love everything about him.
I forget how funny he is.
Just how dare you? You gonna mess with me? And just always so screaming and beautiful. He's always at a 12 when he's trying to get out. And all I can think of is there's somebody sitting there shaking that doll up against the grate, and while the guy screams and makes that voice and everything like that. That's what's going on here. Okay, cue Chucky doll. Okay, cue screaming. I mean, that's what's going on, and these people are really into it. It's a good job for them for acting because
of course
you're acting with something that's not real. So,
least favorite character.
Least favorite character is gonna be, I guess, Karen, the mom.
Mine was Maggie.
Oh, yeah?
Maggie was kind of crap.
Just meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't last long.
But, no.
Yeah, she did not.
What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene is when he's in the
elevator.
In the elevator.
Ugly doll.
Yeah. Oh, look, some child left his doll here. And she's like, well, leave it there. They'll come back for it. And then she's like, well, it sure is an ugly thing. You.
Yeah. Mine was the leg slicing scenes. Those were always really funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, it gets a leg slice.
He's slicing up Mike.
Yep.
Very cool.
There's other scenes where he slices the legs as well, but okay.
Right. Well, that's his height, so that's what he's going to do.
That's all for me, though.
Cool. So, you want to do some trivia then?
Yeah, let's do some trivia.
All right. So, Chucky's full name, Charles Lee Ray, is derived from the names of notorious killers Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray, who killed Martin Luther King. Oh. Lee Harvey Oswald obviously killed JFK. I thought that was pretty cool. Catherine Hicks, who played Karen, and Kevin Yeager, who is Chucky's creator, met on the set and were married a year later.
Oh, wow. I love when that happens. That's always so nice.
In the scene where Chucky runs behind Maggie in the hallway, it was also in the trailer. Chucky was actually played by Alex Vincent's younger sister. Alex Vincent is Andy.
Yeah.
So that little is there. The original working title for the film was Batteries Not Included, before it was known that Steven Spielberg was making a film of the same title, which is completely different. It's about these little alien things that look like dishes.
Yeah, I guess you would have to change the name, huh?
Yep. So it was then changed to Bloody Buddy, but the My Buddy people didn't like that they were using the My Buddy name. So then they settled on Child's Play.
Which I like. Simple, it's cool.
So the original plot idea was to have lifelike good guy dolls that had blood and latex skin. If the kids tore the latex skin, they could go out and buy official good guys bandages. In a blood brother pact, Andy cut his own hand and mixed his blood with Chucky's, and that caused him to come alive and become human. That's the original. So he did it like a blood brother thing, but his real blood got into the fake blood and he became real. So...
that would be complicated, because if he becomes evil, then doesn't that mean that Andy's also evil?
Yeah, the guy who wrote it said that he wanted to keep the audience guessing about it being Andy potentially a lot longer. Like he wanted to toy with the audience a lot longer to make people think, oh my gosh, is it really Andy? Because there's actually a movie that came out later on, and I can't think of what it's called, where it was the kid. Like, he kept blaming the doll, but it turned out it was really the kid. The whole time the kid was doing it, he's like, no, it's this doll. No, it was the kid. So, and the My Buddy doll line has never recovered from the first Child's Play movie. It pretty much wrecked sales. Because everybody was like, I don't want... what if it becomes alive and kills me? So, yeah.
I'm sure some people did buy them because of that, though, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's why we got one.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called Chucky.
He's gone. He's not over there anymore.
No, he's back in my room in the corner. He's in the corner. We mess with the dogs, and the dogs like, what? When they see him. Huh? What are you doing here?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a person, so.
Exactly. It's like the dog. And Chucky's the reason why poor Harper doesn't like little children. When she sees them, then they move, and she's all, oh, what are you? You're not supposed to move. You're supposed to just sit still, you freak. So, you got anything else for me, ma'am?
No, that's it for me, man.
All right.
My wrist is killing me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's sad. That's a sad story.
You can only blame Frankenstein.
I blame Frankenstein.
Yep, I do too.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by and listening to our 36th episode. We do deeply appreciate it, more than you can imagine. Of course, the best way to say you love us is to give us a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever. I think that Podcatcher or something. I think there's other places you can leave reviews as well, but iTunes helps us because it helps us in the charts.
Yeah, leave them.
You can email us at theyesteryearpodcast@gmail.com. Please do. Please send us some emails. Anybody, send us something. I want to hear from you. Send us an Instagram. Yeah, just send us and say, hey, you know what? We listen to you at work, and we love you. Or,
I do like to know where they listen from. That's cool. Somebody said that they listen from work.
We listened, and the guy in the office next door is wondering what the heck's going on, or if you're like me and you listen to podcasts while you're driving and you just start randomly laughing out loud, and people are looking at you because you're freaking out.
Sometimes when I turn, I'll do left turns.
Yeah.
And I'll look at the people that are on the right of me because they're watching you.
Yeah.
And they make eye contact, and we make eye contact. I do crazy. I make crazy faces.
That's what
I start laughing all crazy.
Your mother screams at the window like she's in a.
Or I do that as well. Or I'll be like, ew, I hate you, ugly. No, I'll just start screaming like curse words and such.
Oh my gosh.
And then like, when I finish my turn, I'm all like, ha 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 ha.
You freak.
Or I turn some like crazy music on, I put it all up loud, I'm just like banging on the wheel.
just turn.
I turn one-handed.
Nice.
Like a cool person.
Like a pimp.
Yeah.
You can, we are on Twitter at twitter.com/YesDoYourPcast because for some reason, Twitter doesn't like you to have enough letters. So you have to shorten everything.
Yeah.
Instagram.com is Instagram.com/YesDoYourPodcast. Facebook is Facebook.com/YesDoYourPodcast. We do have our private group, the Truffle Shufflers. Our secret question is the host names, James and Beth. We've gotten a lot of new people recently. Thank you for joining and being active.
We're close to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have our so awesome website, the YesDoYourPodcast.com.
So awesome.
It is so awesome. I know that was a really bland way of saying it, but it is really cool.
Really,
and there's
I'm trying
so
to think
much.
if it's grammatically correct. So awesome website.
It's are
very awesome.
The program that it's run on, or the base, or whatever you say, pod whatever it's called, I can't think of it right now. Is built specifically for podcasts, and let me tell you, man, this is awesome, and it can do so much. And you can leave us voicemails. Leave us voicemails on there, please. Yeah. We'll play them on the show.
Bark at us.
You know what? Get real drunk and go on there and I was listening to you and I
keep
was
it PG-13.
drunk. And, yeah, PG-13, please. Don't get too crazy because I don't know how to put beeps in on things.
I'll just scream over it.
Yeah. Every time I was about to, and then I no, we have Patreon.com/The Nostalgia Group. If you would like to hit us up in a monetary way, we have a lot of bonus episodes on there, and there are still to come more, of course. Shout out to Greg Revin for our intro and outro music, as always. And all right, other than that, I'll say I love you and say goodnight. Say goodnight, Beth.
Good night, everyone.
You've been listening to a Fourth Hand Joint.